Everyone. My name is Piper, and today I'll be sharing my service learning experience at Feed My Starving Children and how it relates to the concepts we've been studying in this course, including occupational and social justice. So I volunteered at Feed My Starving Children in Eagan, Minnesota. Let me put this. This is a Christian nonprofit organization who serves malnourished and food insecure children and families worldwide by providing nutritious meal packs. Their mission is to feed God-starving children, which are hungry in both body and spirit, which means they focus not only on the physical nourishment, but also addressing the broader impacts of hunger on health and well-being. So my responsibilities included packing meals on an assembly line type setting, labeling the food bags, as well as working efficiently with other volunteers and ensuring teamwork to maintain the flow and accuracy of packaging processes. So the mission and values, the mission, like I said previously, is to feed God-starving children hungry in both body and spirit. This means that they focus not only on the nutritious meals, but also addressing the spiritual and emotional needs tied to hunger. Their core values include compassion, integrity, excellence, and stewardship. These values guide all their efforts and inspire volunteers to contribute meaningfully. The organization is committed to making a global impact by engaging volunteers like me to help fulfill their mission. So the occupational demands. So one important concept I observed was the occupational demands of the site. Volunteers use various objects such as the food ingredients, which I can kind of go over that. The food ingredients, they had 4 foods. So it was the vitamins, the vegetables, which included carrots and potatoes, soy, which is a plant protein, and then rice, which is a grain. So all of the meals that we packed had those 4 ingredients in them. And then we used scoops, funnels, sealing machines, and packaging materials to assemble the meal kits. These materials were generally well stocked by the site leaders or warehouse volunteers, but part of the task involved monitoring the supply levels and communicating when more ingredients or packaging materials were needed. This required us to speak up or use nonverbal cues to keep the flow going smoothly. The space was arranged kind of like in an assembly line. I'll have a better picture in a little bit later slide. So each person was assigned a role to keep production efficient. The physical layout supported task flow, but it also required awareness of others and good coordination to avoid disruption. Social demands were especially important. We had to work together. So we had to work together, coordinate our actions, and adapt to each other's pace. Since the volunteer groups change every shift, and the social dynamics also change each time. Some groups were more outgoing, others quieter or less organized. So we quickly had to learn to collaborate with new people, which required the flexibility and effective communication. These varying social demands added an extra layer of complexity to the task and made teamwork an essential part of the experience. Some communication strategies. So effective communication was essential during my service at Feed My Starving Children. Leaders provided clear verbal instructions at the start of each shift, explaining the roles, safety protocols, and how the packaging line would function. As the shift progressed, we needed to communicate regularly, especially to ask for those ingredients or packaging materials when the supplies ran low. Sometimes this meant calling out to a leader, and other times we relied on nonverbal gestures or eye contact to signal what was needed. We also had to quickly adjust to the communication styles of our volunteer group, which changed each shift because you really work with the same team twice. Adapting to new people and developing a flow with them was a constant part of the experience. Encouraging words, jokes, and small talk kind of helped build rapport and keep the energy up. These strategies, clear instructions, responsiveness, and flexibility are also key elements in occupational therapy practice, especially when working in a group or community-based settings. So these are some pictures, a picture slide here. So there's me, we had to wear a hairnet. And then on the other side, it said we are packing for Nicaragua. So every time they had a sign up that said like who are we packing for, what country is it going to, which I, thought was kind of interesting so we can kind of visualize where the stuff is going and not just, we're just packing meals for, whatever. So interpersonal collaboration was a key part of the experience at Feed My Starving Children. While it wasn't a traditional healthcare team, the structure still reflected how people with different roles, like staff coordinators and volunteers, work together toward a shared goal. Each group had clearly defined responsibilities. Coordinators provided oversight and direction, staff managed the logistics, and volunteers completed the hands-on tasks. And I'm just going to pause here because this picture is a little bit better of a view. This was at the end. We were all kind of cleaning up, and this day I was doing I was putting labels on bags. So you can see like the sealers at the end, and then they would package the box, towards the end, and you can see like that blue tall thing is where the funnel was, and then at the end there they would have the boxes of the materials or the ingredients. Sorry. So this collaborative environment required constant communication, flexibility, and real-time problem-solving skills that are essential in occupational therapy, especially when working on interprofessional teams. Just like an OT, success depended on everyone understanding their role and working together to meet a larger mission. It reminded me how important collaboration is in achieving client-centered outcomes and addressing community level needs. Okay, so some potential programs that could be developed. An OT-led ergonomic education program could help volunteers reduce strain and fatigue during packing. Teaching proper body mechanics, posture, and stretching could prevent injury, supporting health and participation in this meaningful occupation. Second, a nutrition education workshop designed with cultural relevance in mind could be offered to recipient communities. These would empower individuals to use the meal packs effectively and support healthier routines, aligning with OT's commitment to occupational justice and health promotion. And then lastly, sensory-friendly shifts could be implemented to support volunteers with sensory processing differences. The current policy typically does not allow headphones during packing, which can be a barrier for some individuals. So as an OT-informed recommendation, allowing noise-canceling headphones or calming music in headphones during designated shifts could increase accessibility and make participation more inclusive and for neurodivergent volunteers or those with sensory sensitivities. Social and occupational justice. So Feed My Starving Children is rooted in social justice. It combats global hunger by providing life-saving meals to underserved communities, reducing health disparities, and supporting human dignity. From an OT perspective, it also promotes occupational justice. The volunteer experience is inclusive and purposeful, offering people with all abilities a chance to contribute meaningfully. Additionally, recipients of the meals gain greater opportunity for occupational participation by having their basic nutritional needs met. This aligns with OT's core commitment to enabling engagement in meaningful occupations and reducing barriers to health and well-being across communities. So my conclusion, this experience was both fulfilling and inspiring. I felt a strong sense of purpose while contributing to a global mission. Professionally, I practiced skills in teamwork, adaptability, and communication, which are key areas of growth for any future occupational therapy practitioner. I believe I supported the mission by staying engaged, working efficiently, and fostering a positive environment for fellow volunteers. Occupational needs were addressed through accessibility and meaningful volunteer opportunities, while recipients' basic needs were met with dignity. An OT lens could further enrich the site by promoting the injury prevention, supporting inclusive environments, and collaborating on community wellness initiatives globally. And those are my references. Thank you.